When the university receives a report of sexual misconduct involving students, it begins a multi-step response protocol. Reports involving employees would have a similar process. One of the first steps is to evaluate whether interim action is necessary to address any immediate safety concerns. This evaluation is completed by a team of university staff that includes the senior director of the Office of Student Accountability and Conflict Response, the director of the Office of Sexual Misconduct Reporting and Response, and the Title IX coordinator, and may include other campus stakeholders, depending on the details of the report. These stakeholders could be residence life staff, Commonwealth campus partners, human resources, or other relevant units. This interim action assessment team reviews the report and other available information. Interim action may be considered anytime there is an immediate threat to the health or safety of any student, including the respondent themselves, employee, or other individuals arising from the allegations. The team considers multiple factors during their review, including the individualized needs of the parties involved, the nature of the reported behavior, the extent of any reported injuries, any available independent information, any pending or filed criminal charges, and other risk factors. It is also important to note that the decision to issue interim action is not equivalent to a determination of responsibility, but rather a determination that immediate action is necessary to mitigate substantial risk to the community. When the evaluation determines interim action is necessary, the team will consider the effectiveness of less restrictive actions prior to imposing a removal from residence hall or even from all campus property. If a less restrictive measure would not mitigate the health and safety risk, then removal may be appropriate. Interim actions include, but are not limited to, housing reassignment, building restrictions, interim loss of housing, interim campus exclusion, and interim suspension. Other administrative actions may be considered based on the unique circumstances of the reported behavior. Loss of housing means the respondent must immediately leave their residential assignment and may not be present or near any residence hall or dining facility until notified otherwise. The respondent's key card, including the building access and meal plan access, is deactivated during this action. An exclusion from campus prevents the respondent from being physically present on any university property. This does not prevent virtual or remote participation in coursework. This action may or may not include specific exception to attend classes in person. The most restrictive interim action placed on a respondent is an interim suspension. This action would require respondents to immediately leave campus. They are not permitted to be present on any university property, including their own residence hall, and are prohibited from participating, whether virtually or in person, in any university program, event, or activity, including classes. When an interim action is imposed, the impacted respondent is notified in writing by the Senior Director of the Office of Student Accountability and Conflict Response, or designee. That notification includes the terms of the interim action and a brief description of the reported behavior. It also includes information about resources, rights, university policy, and how to request the interim action be removed or made less restrictive. When a respondent makes such a request, it is reviewed by the Assistant Vice President of Student Affairs or their designee. Should the university become aware that the respondent has violated an interim action, the university may take separate and additional disciplinary action. The university takes reports of sexual misconduct, the rights of all parties, and the safety of the community seriously. It balances these factors when determining whether interim action is necessary in any case.